Why do you think they sent a combat model like you to a recon job? If all they want is intel, we scanner models are built for that kind of thing.
Orders are orders.
Alright, alright.
2B, you're going to have some new weaponry installed from here on out. I'll put up instructions for you. Make sure to commit them to memory.
Alright, so 6.0 just gave us missiles. Missiles actually operate a little bit differently depending on whether you're in the Galaga configuration or the twin stick configuration. This one, they just fire off a broad path in front of you. This way, they fire off a big, huge circle. It's pretty nice.
Bunker to 2B, come in. I've set a landing point for your flight units. You'll be touching down quite a ways from the resistance camp, unfortunately. Sorry for the trouble, but we can't risk the enemy discovering their position. Understood. Good luck down there.
Well, goodbye. Now we've touched down in the city, and that means we should ransack everything we see. And things that we don't see. Unfortunately, we've got another one of these, chained chests. As you can tell, it's thoroughly chained. I'm not going to be opening that for a while.
Target location acquired. Marking on map. Proposal. Proceed to target location.
That sounds like a decent idea, Pod. So, as you can tell, the environment's changed. Just take a bit of a look around here. Everything's pretty well gutted, actually. Humans really took the whole apocalypse thing very well, just cleared out all the furniture. Somewhat unfortunately, there's nothing to be found on these upper levels yet. There's a big box, looks like, sitting in our way. So, express route down. Oh, a little too far down. That's alright, the basement's got a couple of items, and, unfortunately, another sealed chest. It's a lot of chains. You really want to be sure that you can't open that. I admit my methodology for going up and down the ladder is a little bit inefficient. Now here, we see something very interesting. It's a dead person. An actual dead person. McTurkey. So the game has a very light, almost Dark Souls-esque multiplayer aspect. You can find the remains of other players scattered around the world, and you can pray for them to give them a little bit of boost in their own game. And then you can either retrieve the body for some temporary buffs and a little bit of gold, or you can repair the body and have a temporary party member following you around. By and large, when I find these people, I'm going to wind up just retrieving what they have. Repairing can actually be very useful, but it's a little bit faster just to retrieve. Now, out here, we have the ruins of the Tokyo Bay area. This is actually a very similar place to where the original NieR took place, except, oh dear, except it's developed moose. That and the original NieR did not take place in the city itself until the very, very finale. It's hard to say exactly where we are in relation to where we were, but I would wager that this is the actual city where the Shadow Lord's office building is.
And restore access point immediately.
Now, around the city are these vending machines, which are actually access points. They're being attacked by robots, every single one of them, basically. But
according to our intel, none of the machines in this area are hostile. We've been seeing more and more enemies like this lately. They just stand there and stare into space. It's pretty weird.
I don't know, 9S, those guys really didn't like that vending machine. Anyway, you clear out the enemies around a vending machine, interact with it, and get your access point.
Map data obtained from bunker. Data may be displayed from the system menu.
Map data.
Map data.
Huh? It's hard to get an accurate picture from this. Our satellite resolution isn't so hot. Hopefully they deploy some new satellites soon.
A general idea is good enough.
You don't let anything get in your way, do you?
Well, I agree with 2B, honestly, but now that we have that open, we are able to save in this vicinity. As I mentioned on the bunker, the saves actually cover a large area of the map instead of just being the access point itself. You can see on the mini-map there's a lighter spot in the midst of the whole map, and up in the corner it says Save Possible. When you are anywhere in this vicinity, or a similar vicinity, you're going to be able to save your game. Which is very handy because, as you were warned at the beginning, there is no autosave. It kind of becomes second nature to save pretty much constantly while you're just running through. And in a nice little side effect is that while you're in the city, you're pretty much never more than 30 seconds away from a place you can save. You saw back there that there were some machines that are just kind of wandering around. They've also got yellow eyes. There's a nice little indicator. Oh. A nice little indicator on the machines themselves, whether they're aggroed or non-aggressive. Yellow eyes, they're just kind of hanging out. Red eyes, you better be ready to start killing somebody. Yeah, they're just hanging out. Also, of great importance here, there's a lot more water. There's some waterfalls, and you can fish. Fishing's very difficult in this game. You start fishing, you throw your pod in the water, and you wait. And eventually, your pod will dip down under the water. Like so. And once he does, just hit X, and he brings back a fish.
Confirmed.
In this case, we got a carp machine.
Complete.
That is a machine life form that took on the form of a carp. That just happens. 6-0 was a bit of a fibber. She actually dropped us down very close to the resistance camp. You know, it's like 2 blocks away. You can tell by this little fortification and these nice awnings they've got set up.
So this is the resistance camp, huh? We should probably go talk to their leader first thing.
You would think that, but I want to talk to everybody else. The resistance also has their own access point. You might notice that that access point also had a transport feature which the other one did not. That'll actually teleport us up back to the bunker, but it's far more important to talk to everybody about how we haven't talked to everybody. It's a pretty subtle thing, but the game really wants you to speak to their leader, Anemone. What? You'll talk to me, right? You seem like the kind of person who'll talk to me. Oh. Alright, I guess we'll talk to Anemone.
You're... number 2.
You know about 2B?
Yes, well, the bunker told me to expect you. My name is Anemone. I'm the leader of the android resistance that controls most of this territory. You must be the new scouts we heard about. Well, I'm sure my people will have plenty of information for you. Please feel free to ask them anything you like.
Well, I did before. Now that she's given us permission, let's go talk to let's go talk to somebody. That's better. A couple of chests around here, mostly just recovery items. Still, every little bit helps. Now this area is pretty neat. This is a jukebox. I do. Sounds good to me. Now the jukebox will let you play any song from the game and also play with its various audio levels, layering different parts of it on top of each other. But we've only got the one CD, it's not a whole lot, and got better things to do. Like messing with Anemone again. Yeah, we met her. Alright. This is why we brought 9S along. The scanner robots are very helpful. that's a little more helpful. Alright. Now, this being a good old JRPG at its heart, there are, of course, plenty of side quests that we're going to be doing. These are actually, not side quests. These are both obligatory. You cannot move on with the game until you've done this, so it doesn't really count as side quests so much. Although this fella is an item shop, and we're going to buy a couple of things from him right away. Particularly the sachet. This is going to keep Moose from trying to kill me. Help you dance, buddy.
Target location data obtained. Marking on map.
And in light of all that, I'm just gonna steal all your shit. Oh, wait, right on. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know what thing happened with the moon. This world, being based on the original NieR, does not have a day-night cycle, but it's not entirely clear why not, and I don't know what the moon would have to do with that. But something happened with the moon, now it's just always daytime. Now you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Alright, my dear. You have a lot of information here. I'm just gonna bug you now. The Strange Resistance woman is kind of a tutorial character, but she's got a little personality as well. Beyond wearing the decapitated heads of her enemies, anyway. She's also very, very adamant about a particular thing here. There's no autosave. There's still no autosave. It's not a real good disguise when the machines immediately go towards them. Now this is a good point on our end in case we happen to die. The body will appear in somebody else's game, but in our game, it'll still be sitting there. And we'll have to go back and retrieve it to get any plug-in chips that we had equipped at the time. Oh man, follow the red X. out of somebody else's skull. Am I right, strange resistance woman? Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I should say so. Got my windows open and everything. A little bit cloudy, I suppose, but not too bad. Now, the maintenance shop actually does have some plug-in options available, mostly storage. They're also holding on to a number of pod programs, the same ones that we could have purchased back at the bunker. This one in particular, is of great interest to me. I'll keep that in mind. We should probably get that checked out. Thank you, sir. It's not necessary for quite some time, but it's good to know that we can always go home. And explode it. I'm sorry, Commander.
This must have been quite a city once upon a time. Too bad vegetation's claimed most of it now.
I disagree, 9S. I think it looks great.
Operator 60 to 2B. It is time for your regularly scheduled contact.
This is 2B. Nothing to report.
Good to hear. Say, how's the weather on Earth today? Good?
It's fine. Does that question have anything to do with our operation?
Not really. I just figured it might feel nice to have some good weather.
Feeling nice has no bearing on completing missions.
That is so like you, 2B. Anyway, talk to you later.
It can have some bearing. I mean, if the weather's bad, that'll impact a lot of combat and strategy, especially descents. I think you should be happy that it's some nice weather, 2B. Birds are out and everything. Hey, little guy. So our first objective is going to be for the weapons dealer. We need 4 complex gadgets.
This is the place that weapons trader was talking about. Uh-oh. I'm picking up hostile machine life forms.
You don't say. Scanner model at work, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can already tell, these guys are a little bit rougher than their counterparts back in the factory, in that they have large makeshift axes. There's still not too much to deal with, though.
Plant life has claimed most of the central area. Big plants, too.
Report. Records show that vegetation has grown to an abnormal size since the departure of humans.
Wonder if there are any huge boars and such, too.
You bet there are. 9S, do you want to go boar drifting? I think you want to go boar drifting. There we go. Sorry, BB.
That should be enough. Let's get these back to the trader.
Well, we could. But we're already out here, so we may as well head over to the other place. So they clearly were not kidding about the giant vegetation. I'm not really sure how this happened, but these trees are enormous, and frankly, pretty neat. It's a pretty cool interpretation of a post-apocalyptic wasteland. We can't go out that way. Those walls actually extend infinitely into upper space, so can't actually jump over them. Have to go around. But this is as good a time as any to explore. The city ruins are, honestly, they're pretty nice.
Proposal. Eliminate enemies in vicinity and restore access point immediately.
I'm on it. I should note that these little guys are actually completely focused on annihilating the access point. They don't turn aggressive towards you at any point in time, unless you happen to be in their way. Alright, so that opens up another piece of the map and another save field. Let's head down this way. Back towards the field where we came from. But first, my kleptomania sets in. Somewhat unfortunately, the remaining items are being held by these robots that we've already established are pretty well non-aggressive. Look at them just wandering around. Oh well. Oh no, there's a big guy holding out for him too.
Okay, that's everything the supply trader asked for. Man, these chores are a real pain in the butt, huh?
The Resistance is a valuable ally to YoRHa. By helping them, we also help ourselves. So no, I don't think they're a pain.
Yeah.
Sure, I follow. There are aggressive machines out there. If you didn't make weapons, they would just be defenseless. Although I suppose the creation of weapons encourages them to go out and fight aggressive machines. I think on balance, you're better off just making your weapons. So he gives us, some nice stuff right there. And also gives us access to his weapons. Some of these look pretty familiar if you've played either NieR or Drakengard. A good deal of the weapons are recovered from the original game. The virtuous weapons are not. Now, all the equipment that he just gave us is actually directly useful for upgrading the virtuous contract, which will give us not only more attack, but also improved combo abilities, and oftentimes at higher levels, more special abilities attached to each weapon. Neat. Well, we only got like 3 things. I see. Well, I don't think the locus of your identity is contained in your left leg, but I understand this problem, the grandfather's axe paradox. More importantly, we got a lot of money from that. So now that we've done that, this opens up the ability to purchase not only recovery items and sachets, but also, well, plug-in chips. Most of these are HUD controls, which is pretty nice. The auto programs, which we don't need, and basic attack and defense ups. Generally speaking, it's better to just gather plug-in chips over the course of regular play than to purchase them. Which is what we'll be doing. Now that we have enough money, I'm going to be immediately purchasing something that I've been coveting since I saw it in the bunker, the Mirage ability. And this is honestly going to be my go-to pod program. It's really just my favorite out of all of them, to be honest. It reminds me strongly of something pleasant and familiar, but I can't quite place it. Yes, ma'am.